Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I thought I send you, sort of say hello, come by and say hello. I was so involved in my paintings. I painted all night last night and all day today. I wasn't going to make a video, but it's been a habit, so I thought I come back and we'll make one more. I'm going to pull a few cards. The highest wisdom for us today is on the surge of the uprising wave of love. So it's about riding the wave of love, being the love, connecting to this river of energy that we are. What we need to understand is arise. It is like the sun. We have to arise from the shadow, arise from fear, arise from sorrow, arise into the light, into the joy, into the everything is gone now. Everything is like the whole past has been vanished, and so we need to rise as the sun rise. What we need to do is the lover and the beloved. So there is a great deal of romance and attraction there is all this preparation or this foreplay, they say, this dance of this romantic dance that we need to do, and the outcome is the victory of Miriam. The victory of Miriam is a powerful card that talks about the victory of oneself, the victory of an old cycle, of an old problem. And so there is this victory, this liberation that is happening. Well, I hope this reflected positively with you. That's something that you can feel is going on. But we need to understand the elemental nature of our physical body, for we are made of first, second, third, fourth, and fourth dimensional elemental. Then we want to tune into the fifth dimensional elemental that are holding this light frequency, this light universe. But for now, we need to blend in all those energy, fire, water, air, and earth, and ether, the fifth element. And so for the divas that are, so we have those elemental inside of us and outside of us, and they go from, they're holding all physical reality. We have to befriend them. They will be in service no matter what we do, but they would rather work in cooperation with us, in flow, rather than having to fix all the things that humans are creating as a diversion from the past. I say it's never the situation, the belief, the product, or whatever that's holding us back. What's the problem is the attachment that leads to dependency and addiction, to the repetition of negative habits, negative. So it's never the what it is. It is just it is the addiction and the attachment that can be problematic for when we get into habits. Certain habits are good, but other ones are we are moved on to a next level. For we have our plans in life. We're very sure of what we want to do, what we're going to do next, what we're going to do tomorrow, and so on. But then there is the plans of our soul that keeps us aligned to what's important and what is not. And then there is the plan of God, that it is those things that can make us go out of our past, that interfere with our own plan. This is the plan of God. For God's plan is inconceivable. We cannot fathom the plan of God, but there is always a higher reason behind anything. For life will remain an eternal mystery. They said on Paradise that only the eternal Son and the infinite Spirit fully understand the universal Father as an infinity. Those are the only beings in creation that truly know God as an infinite. For everybody else, it's an act of faith. We are moving from limited relative to finite, complete, supreme, ultimate, and eventually absolute. We're returning to the one. And so, but on the universe, it is thought that this whole creation is the work of a feminine part and a masculine part, the divine Father, the divine Mother, the yin and the yang. And so it is, and we connect to the Father, Mother, and the one that unifies everything. So this is what God is how God works in the universe. On Paradise, this Trinity is existential. It's created all other things as an extension for all is God in essence, and so we are moving back towards this understanding. For eventually we're going to be able to integrate the Paradise teachings and Paradise origin and its teachings. For return to Paradise is the ascending to the fifth dimension, is making it all the way home. It's reconnecting to the family, to this universal love, to this universal connection. And this is also becoming one with the planet, connecting to our animal self. For the animals are always in unity consciousness. When you see some fish swimming together, or you see birds flying together, it's like they're all part of their tribe. They're all part of they all have an essential complementary function. So it's about blending into this animal self, to this earth, understanding you are the earth. Everything that's part of the earth is also a part of you. And so it's about accepting the temporal aspect, merging it with the spiritual, the untemporal. For God has an eternal purpose behind this whole process. For we don't always see the ins and outs because we're involved in the temporal process, but the purpose of the energy that put us here and make us experience those experiences of life is eternal. The soul is eternal. It has a greater plan at work, so we want to align with that plan. We want to be conscious of our timelessness, to recall all those memories. For moving into a fifth dimensional reality, which is timeless, does not require effort. You're just leaving all of the things of time and emerging into this timelessness that's always been there, always will be, the instant of now. Always will be. So it's about doing that more and more, reconnecting to this timeless reality, understanding we're creating the world, we're creating it with our dreams. For we are both an eternal being and we have a temporal physical self. We have to accept the duality, the challenges that comes along with that. For all those things are innate knowledge. Those are not things we need to learn from books or anything. Those things that we are integrated within the universe, this divine soul inside of us, is like something we've always known, even if we were not in consciousness of it. It's not something that it's just we always knew that deep inside, and that's what motivated our whole life, is this connection, this reality. And so I just wanted to come and say hello. Those paintings, I've been working a lot on paintings. This is it's got kind of an Islam kind of it's like this woman, and it's called the flower of life. The flower of life is like 6 circles, arranged circle, with a circle in the center, and it's like it's a flower. So it's called Flower of Life. I did many on that subject. So there's an exercise that you can do, the Flower of Life. The Flower of Life is something that's been growing ever since the universe was created. It's something magical, it's something beautiful. Every being that I've ascended, I've been touched by this Flower of Life, and I've touched the Flower of Life. So it's growing and growing. So now is the time to receive this Flower of Light. So you're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to put your left hand palm up, and then you see this beautiful flower goes into your hand, and you can feel it, you can smell it too, you can look at it, you can see it, it's there, and then you breathe it in and you put it into your heart chakra, and so you breathe it in, you integrate, you impregnate with the flower with your own energy, and you receive all the energies of the flowers. Then you let it circulate in all your chakras. So all your chakras are aligned with this all the way from the soul star to the earth star. This flower of life is becoming the central vision within all chakras that are all aligned with this star and this flower. And then once you've done that, you bring it back to the heart, and you put your hand forwards or to the side, your right hand, and you put the flower there. So you can see the flower. The flower has changed from your left to your right, because your energy has been added to the flower, and then you send it back to God, to creation, for other people to use this flower of life. So I hope this video was interesting for you. This exercise you will feel right if you do it. So I'm sure it's just we need to integrate. Now I wanted to show a few paintings. This is a self-portrait. It's a self-portrait with hat and glasses. I've done a lot of painting. This one is about Andromeda and the Milky Way. It's a temporal framing. Let's just show a few more. This is another self-portrait. It was printed from the other one. It says I am. This is a minimalist. It's part of a series of minimalists. I've done maybe 10 of those. This one is called the Flower of Life. It is here, the Flower of Life. This is a portrait. This girl was inspired for a photo. It doesn't really look like her, but I thought, because she doesn't have a round face like this, but the portrait looked really good like that, so I left it as it is. This is a painting. It's called Ascension. It's about this. There may be some touch-ups to be done before they get into framing, but. This girl also, she's kind of violet, and I may just give her a better tan. I may eventually. I've been told, I thought to leave it in violet, but it may be a little bit strong. It's a girl in blue. And that's another girl outdoor in a cafe. It's a portrait. There's a lot of experimentation. That's another girl. The same girl in yellow. I've done a lot of her. There's a lot of those paintings with there's just inspiration. This is a boat. It's like a sailboat. It says one. And this is another one of her. So some of them are very very different from this. I have a lot of them that are drying up right now. And this one says Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tsebayoth. And then it continues to say it. We have said 108 times. It's a reminder, this mantra. So I share some art a little bit. For I have hundreds and hundreds of them. Some of them are really interesting. I'm going to frame them and present them really soon. Maybe make catalog just with the paperworks. All of that is in the works. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a difficult song to sing, but I sang it anyway. It went through my head. And it's called Your Song. It's a little bit funny, that feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody, this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of those verses, well, they got me quite cross, but the sun's been kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that I keep it turned on. So excuse me for forgetting, but these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody, this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end, for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this message was meaningful, fun, or that you can continue to practice those exercises, for they are very, very useful to continue to connect more and more each and every day. We move in the surrounding of our higher self. Thank you very much. Namaste.